Just Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, you knew this day was coming, right? It's the end of the season. And we'll get to all the prediction video reviews and all the regular season awards right after all this. Trust me, if you're not a fan of content, you're going to hate this weekend. Anyway, first GM firing since last season. And it happened in Pittsburgh. As the most popular GM in all of the Penguins' history. Can you not sense the sarcasm on that? Was relieved of his position today. Ron Hextall is no longer your GM in Pittsburgh. So let's talk about it. So one day after missing the playoffs for the first time in 16 years, something had to give, right? And between you and me, I don't think Mike Sullivan was on the way out. He might still be, depending on what new GM comes in. But I'm surprised we even got to the point where we were talking about Hextall and the Penguins in the same sentence. Like I said, the guy was never popular in Pittsburgh from the start. But brief history lesson. He hopped on board. He was hired by the Penguins on February 9th, 2021. If you remember, Jim Rutherford decided to step down from his position after rumors of trading Letang were floating about. Wonder why he stepped down, but that's a different topic for a different day, I'm sure. Now, under Hextall, the Penguins did actually pretty good as far as regular season was concerned. In the 2+ seasons he was there, Penguins gave him a 118, 68, and 24 record. Their best finish was a first-place East Division finish in the shortened 21 season. But the playoff result, other than this year, the past 2 years, was the same out in the first round. And here's what I think might have got him fired. The last 2 trade deadlines, Hextall never really did anything to really improve the team. If anything, his trades at the trade deadline expired. Expired, kind of backfired on him. I mean, bringing in Jeff Petrie, Mikael Granlund. Really, reacquiring Nick Bonino was probably one of the best things for the Penguins, but who knows how long that's going to last, right? But on top of that, no real younger guys were coming in. And on top of that, re-signing aging guys like Jeff Carter, even Malkin and Letang, if you want to include them, because, they're not getting any younger. And really, the Penguins would benefit from having, younger stars come up in the systems. Not to discredit the trio that is in Pittsburgh. I think it's really common knowledge that they're not going anywhere other than Pittsburgh. And one really has to wonder if there was ever a plan for beyond them. But at the same time, with or without them, 16 years of making the playoffs straight, with 3 cups in there, that's a lot to live up to. And to be the guy that says, hey, I built the team that just missed the playoffs, for a city that has 5 Stanley Cups to its name, yeah. It was him or Sullivan, one of the two, right? Now, while no replacement has been named just yet, your head coach, Mike Sullivan, will be helping out with the managerial duties until a replacement is found. So, that doesn't necessarily mean the door is closed to put Mike Sullivan in the GM chair. Just a possibility. One you really shouldn't discredit or not explore, but again, I don't make these decisions, and who knows? It might just happen. You never know, right? Right. Between you and me, I was actually really, really, really surprised that he was hired on in Pittsburgh in the first place. But as we can obviously see, that didn't last long. And who's to say where Hextall will pop up next? Between here, LA, and Philadelphia, his track record isn't really doing that well. But I don't think it's the last you'll hear of him. Really, you'll hear about Hextall general managing someplace else. I guarantee it. But as of now, there's a GM vacancy in Pittsburgh. Feel free to give me your thoughts on this issue. So, no, just hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. Trust me, it helps. And I'll take all the help I can get right now. But if you dig what I'm doing, if you've made it this far, or even if you just want to say hi, there's that like button right there. Feel free to hit it while you're at it. That red subscribe button says subscribe all over it. You know you want to. Trust me, it'll make you feel good. Just do it up. The link I never used to the socials, it's in the description down below. So moving forward, I've got about 4 more videos I want to do tonight. So I'm going to keep this ball rolling, but either way, in the meantime, in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.